you guys think about the move of the Arizona Coyotes hiring a 26-year-old to be a general manager?
It's a charade, Frank, to cover up the fact that the coach has now taken over the general manager's job.
I apologize. He's the assistant general manager. He's not the general. I misread. 26-year-old John Chayka, like Chayka Khan?
No, Chayka, I think it is. He's a graduate of the Ivy School of Business at Western, which is a prestigious degree.
Yeah, he's very smart.
Years old, and he got involved in analytics. He doesn't know a puck from a hockey glove.
Can you guys find out the right enunciation? I say Chayka. John Chayka.
How's it spelled, Frank? C-H-A-Y-K-A. Chayka.
C-H-A-Y-K-A.
Yeah, Chayka. Chayka.
Chayka. It looks like Chayka Khan. Chayka Khan.
Yeah.
Chayka. Guys, find out what the right enunciation is. So he's now the assistant general manager of the Arizona Coyotes, and he's being promoted to GM of the club, making him the youngest ever in the position in the NHL. What was not Gord Stellick very young when he was the general manager of the Toronto Maple Leafs, and he proved how incredible, insightful he was when he traded Russ Courtnall for Kordic straight up?
He was 30. I think Cordy was in his 30s, Frank.
Yeah. So, but he was very young too at the time as a GM. Wasn't he pretty young at those days?
That's Harold Ballard being too lazy to look for anybody. And this.
No, but I agree. But I'm saying when Gord Stellick became the general manager of the Toronto Maple Leafs, he was one of the youngest in the business at the time, right?
Yes, he was. For sure.
That was my point.
His name is pronounced John Chayka.
Chayka.
Chayka Khan. Oh, Chayka. Okay, so I was close. I was pretty close.
What about the impact of Moneyball? Hey, Bill?
But what Bill said at the beginning of the conversation is very accurate. He's a very smart guy. He's an Ivy Leaguer. He's very perceptive. And they're saying, from what I'm reading right now, I'm going through a bunch of different stuff about him, that the ownership and the management is very impressed with this guy when he was the assistant general manager, and they believe that he's very smart and very capable. I mean, 26...
I don't know what the story is, Frank, but it sounds to me like their coach went to the kid and said, look, I want to change my boss, Don Maloney, and I want you to do the paperwork for me. I'm going to be the director of player personnel, but really I'm going to be the general manager. And that's how it all... Otherwise, you don't hire John Chayka. I don't care how bright he is. I don't even know if he's ever...
Billy, you're an open-minded guy. Whether he's 26, 19, or 23, or 103, if he's a capable man and he knows his shit, why would you not hire him if he can do the job?
Well, they sometimes count on experience, Frank, and that's...
I agree. Listen, Bill, you're preaching to the choir. I believe 100% in experience, and I think that a lot of the problems with the corporate world in North America is that they're getting rid of the CEOs that started from the ground up as clerks and buggy boys and bank tellers, and they're getting rid of these guys who've worked their way all up for the Ivy Leaguers who just come in with the suspenders and their two-tone shirts and the puffs and their golf, their big country club memberships. And it's hurt corporate America, corporate North America. But also, I'm open-minded. I really don't give a fuck if the guy is 19 or if he's 103, if he's capable. And I believe you're open-minded too, Bill. If the guy's capable, age should not be a determining factor. It should do the job.
It's not his fault.
Person, male or female.
The job. They set him up, and they're all very successful businessmen who have made their money in the IT business, and they liked his intelligence. They're going to change the game of hockey. That's what they're going to do.
Well, I think Tony hit the nail on the head. They must have watched the movie Moneyball.
Well, yeah. That's.
I think
I'm talking. In the olden days, in the olden days, Billy, there was the guy who had experience, who could smell and see and pick things. But now, in the age of fucking computers, with statistics and stats and you know, it's unbelievable.
Fish, I agree. They may be on the front end of the learning curve. I don't know.
All I'm telling you is this, Billy, that if you take a fucking look at, if you take a look right now, Billy, at some of the greatest airline pilots in the world, even though if they're still working and they're still functioning, they'll tell you that the planes are so technologically advanced that they fucking fly themselves, right? And they feel obsolete because of the plane, because the software in the plane does all the flying.
Yep.
Know what I'm saying, Bill?
Yeah, they don't. I don't even know if they. I don't even know if they turn it off when they bring it up to the ramp.
No, they just sign for the fuel with the credit card. That's it. Fuck it. I'm just saying to you that a 26-year-old, you know, kids at an early age are exposed to computers, or exposed to technology. When I was, 5 years old, I used to sit in the corner and drool. The kids now, at 5 years old, they're on their fucking iPad. They speak, they talk, they learn. They're prodigies. It's unfucking believable.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just telling you, technologically, the younger generation is much more technologically savvy than the older generation. And if you take a look at the Moneyball movie, there's a lot of truths. I know it's a Hollywood movie, but there's a lot of truths in it.
Well, statistically, if you extend it far enough, eventually it's going to work. But there's still other things in sports other than statistics.
Yeah.
Let's get that straight.
I mean,
and that's where they fall apart. And here you have one of the worst franchises in the National Hockey League from a standpoint of financial stability. And they're sticking this kid with the job.